我们请打开圣经，有2处的经文和大家来分享。今天在八仙台教会，我们有举行了宣教的年会。我们有2处的经文一起来攻读这2处经文，让我们明白为什么要去宣教，什么是宣教，我们可以为主做什么。我们来读2处经文，在马太福音第28章的16到20节，我们一起来攻读起。11个门徒往加利利去，到了耶稣约定的山上，他们见了耶稣就拜他。然而还有人疑惑，耶稣近前来对他们说：“天下地上所有的权柄都赐给我了，所以你们要去，使万民做我的门徒，奉父子圣灵的名给他们施洗，凡我所吩咐你们的，都教训他们遵守。我就常与你们同在，直到世界的末了。”所以这边讲到一个很重要的经文，就是要去使万民做主的门徒。今天我们做任何的服事，我们有一件很重要的事情。无论是施洗也好，无论是无论是传福音，无论是教导，都有一件重要的事情，大使命，就是做主的门徒。另外一处经文，马太福音第9章3、4、5节，我们来读起。耶稣走遍各城各乡，在会堂里教训人，先讲天国的福音，又医治各样的病症。他看见许多的人，就怜悯他们，因为他们困苦流离，如同羊没有牧人一般。于是对门徒说：“当收的庄稼多，做工的人少，所以你们当求庄稼的主打发工人出去收他们的庄稼。”兄弟们，教会存在的目的，就是为了抢救人的灵魂。教会不是个俱乐部，是大家在那边享受。教会是一个灯塔，是一条救生艇，是要去救人的灵魂。所以教会的目的存在是要传福音，用圣灵的能力来传讲耶稣基督，使人悔改，信靠神，接受他做救主，跟他为圣。所以传福音就是宣教，宣教就是传福音。宣教 missionary， 宣教就是传福音，使人信服基督，注重门徒的生命晋升，使他们成为主所爱的儿女。所以弟兄姊妹，我们为什么要宣教？因为要去使万民做主的门徒。谁要去宣教？你我都是宣教士，因为你我都是君尊的祭司，圣洁的国度，属神的子民。所以这边讲到说，我们要代职，或者我们专业的宣教。有人透过医疗，透过老师，透过管家，透过土木，透过航空，透过电脑，甚至透过英文的教育，把福音传给很多福音的死角的地方，甚至很多抵挡基督教的国家。所以如何宣教？用祷告迫切的心。从1578年范里安来中国的宣教，1807年马里逊 Robson Morrison 来到中国宣教，他来了7年，只带领1个人信耶稣，就是蔡高，也翻译圣经。所以马里逊25年在中国的宣教，52岁就过世，身体非常软弱。1853年戴德生在中国创立内地会，在1900年义和团事件，内地会死了58位宣教士，21个孩子，宣教士的孩子。所以他最著名的一句话就是：“我若有1000英镑，中国可以全数取用；我若只有1000条生命，绝不留下1条不给中国。”他说：“不是中国，是为了基督，为了基督放下一切。”如今他的5代子孙都在中国人当中传福音到现在，已经有50、60年了。那我们今天特别邀请到Bruce Knox 在我们当中，他是生长在 Ashburton， 是在基督城南岛基督城的一个附近的一个城市。他受洗成为 Ashburton 的浸信会，他是做浸信会的一个受洗之后，也在那边做老师，在支帐篷教会在那边有宣教，并且有3个地方食堂。那我们看见他也在这个印尼。在印度尼西亚，在印尼有宣教食堂10年，在那个地方不论是在为那边在做一些发展以及训练的一些教材， 在那边来帮助这些的一些宣教士毕业之后，他们可以选择一些他们的工作，在一些特别的地方。在2015年的时候，2015年他在这个地方叫做 FF， 就是家庭的一个施工，在会幕浸信会的地方。现在我看到他们一点应该有10几个店，在整个纽西兰地区在纽西兰地区。所以我们今天很高兴，然后在我们当中，他也是在做过去做过校长，也做过一些执行的 CEO。对于教育这一块，他有很深的负担。我们把时间交给Bruce Knox will come and have a preaching for us, and we invite Joe to translate.
Thank you, Pastor Gong. I appreciate the opportunity to come and share with you.
很感谢今天有机会能够来这里与你们分享。
I'm going to tell you some stories about what God is doing in Auckland.
我接下来分享一些故事，关于上帝在奥克兰做的一些事情。
The stories are true, they are hands-on, and they are real.
这些故事是真实的，而且是上帝的作为。
To be involved in mission, you do not need to go to China.
做宣教的工作不需要在中国做。
God is bringing the people to New Zealand.
神已经把中国人带到纽西兰来了。
You know that.
你知道的。
But because I'm going to share about a particular group of people, I'm going to request some security protocols.
因为我要分享一些立案，然后希望你们能够保守这个秘密。
I'm going to talk about a group of people who choose to follow Jesus and put their lives at risk.
我要分享这些立案，这些人是冒着生命的危险而信的耶稣。
I'm going to tell you stories about individual people.
我要跟你分享这些故事是不同的人，然后是不同的立案。
Their names are going to be up on the projector.
他们的名字会在 PowerPoint 上面。
When I speak about them, I will change their name.
当我在讲他们名字的时候，我可能会用一个不同的名字来讲。
So when this message is uploaded in your web page, it will be anonymous.
所以当这个讲道被传到网上的时候，这个名字都是虚构的名字。
The first member of our group that we baptized
第一个我们为他受洗的一个
was kidnapped by members of his own cultural attaché and removed from New Zealand.
Come again.
The first member we baptized was kidnapped by members of his embassy.
第一个我要分享的是被自己国家的大使馆绑架的。
He was taken back to his country.
他被遣送回国。
And we have never heard of him again.
然后我们没有再听到他的消息。
We assume he was martyred.
我们觉得他可能是被处决。
Members of our group, when they return to their country, are placed in solitary confinement.
很多人被抓回去都是被关起来。
That is why I request
这就是为什么我要求今天在座各位
strict security.
必须保密。
Please do not put on your social media, Bruce came and talked about Muslims being converted.
请不要在你的Facebook 或者任何的 social media 上面放 Bruce 今天来我们教会讲到穆斯林被
Please do not report this message.
请不要谈到任何里面讲到的内容。
That I appreciate.
非常感谢各位。
Thank you. Now, a little bit more about myself. I'm married. I've been married for 45 years to one wife.
我已经结婚了45年， 跟一个老婆结婚。
I have 4 Kiwi children
我有4个纽西兰的小孩，
and 1 Chinese daughter.
一个中国的女儿。
I will tell you about that later.
我等一下会再与你分享。
I have 3 grandchildren
我有3个孙子，
and I'm 65 years old.
今年已经65岁。
You know that I own a business.
你知道我有一个公司，
I'm a consultant.
我是一个顾问，
I'm a father,
我是一个父
a
亲，
grandfather,
一个爷爷，
and a husband.
一位丈夫。
Now, because some of you might want to talk to me afterwards,
有可能你结束的时候，聚会结束的时候会想与我讲话。
my business card is on the back table.
我的明信片在后面的桌子上，
Not for the purposes of business,
不是为了谈生意的。
but if you are challenged by what I say,
但是你今天要是被我的信息而挑战到，
my email and phone is on that card.
我的 email 跟电话都在上面，
Please contact me to talk.
请跟我联络。
I am going to talk about reaching out to Muslims in Auckland.
现在与你分享与穆斯林在奥克兰的穆斯林分享福音。
Now, the Friends of Friends Fellowship is the 4th congregation of the Baptist Tabernacle.
奥克兰有一团契机构里面，就是奥克兰的第4个就是浸信会的其中一个机构里面。
It's where we do mission in practice.
是我们做宣教的地方。
It's a place where Muslims can find Jesus.
是一个穆斯林能够来到耶稣面前的地方。
Normally on a Sunday afternoon
通常礼拜天下午
at 4:30, where I will go this afternoon,
大概4点半的时候，
we will have twice as many Muslims as we will believers.
我们会有双倍的穆斯林，就是跟基督教的比例比在教会的那个比例。
That makes a really good congregation.
这是一个很好的机构，很好的团契。
And as we talk, I will share how this works.
我接下来会与你们分享他们是聚会的一些流程。
But we need to watch a brief video first.
但是我要先与你分享一段短短的影片。
Guys, this is your cue. Yep, you can. It was on the hyperlink. Thank you. So, what is friends of friends?
所以什么是朋友的朋友？
It's there to provide a safe place for people to find out what it means to follow Jesus.
是 Friends of Friends 是一个家庭的一个场所，是给人家一个平安的地方，然后能够帮助他们寻找到耶稣的地方。
Over the last 12 months,
这12个月以内，
there are 27 people now in a one-on-one discipleship course.
有27个人接受这个训练，1对1的训练。
That means over the last 12 months, 27 of the Muslims who have come to that group have made a decision to follow Jesus.
这代表有27个穆斯林的人已经接受了耶稣，也愿意接受这个装备来够传福音。
And we're using a structured Bible study to teach them what it means to follow Jesus.
那我们有一个查经的课程，去教导他们如何去传福音，还有福音的真理。
So how does it work? God has brought 100,000 Muslims to New Zealand, most in Auckland.
上帝已经带了10万个穆斯林的人来到纽西兰，然后主要都是来到奥克兰。
The universities help immensely by bringing in PhD students.
大学也接受了很多他们的博士生。
The Ayatollah has done a wonderful job of pre-evangelism. That's not, sorry. The Ayatollah has done a wonderful job of pre-evangelism.
Who's the Ayatollah?
The Ayatollah is the head of Iran.
Okay. 伊朗的come again?
The president of Iran has done such a wonderful job of pre-evangelism.
伊朗的首领已经帮我们做了许多福音的工作，就是把他们的学生送到这里来。
I'm sorry. He has made living in Iran so horrible, people want to leave.
他让伊朗这个地方变得就是很让人没办法接受，就是能够住在那边，然后人家都想要移出来这样。
He has made the rules about being a Muslim so strict that people want to reject Islam.
他把那边的法律改的就是让那当地的穆斯林都受不了。
I sit in Columbus Coffee next to the Baptist Tabernacle.
我坐在我教会的隔壁的一个 cafe 里面，
And I'm sitting with a Muslim person.
然后我跟一个穆斯林的人坐在一起。
And we're talking about life.
然后我们在分享生活。
And I asked if I can pray.
那我问他能不能为他祷告。
And they say, but Bruce, you know I'm a Muslim.
但是 Bruce， 你知道我是一个穆斯林的。
And I say, yes, you are wearing the uniform.
我说是的，你是穿着穆斯林的制服。
They said, but I'm in New Zealand now.
说但是我现在是在纽西兰。
Back home, I have to be a Muslim.
要是在我的家乡，我一定要是成为一个穆斯林。
That's what the government says.
那是政府所说的。
But now I'm in New Zealand.
但是现在我在纽西兰，
I want to find the truth.
我就想要找到真理。
I want to know about Allah for real.
我想要真的找到阿拉。
And I say, that's good.
我说这样很好。
I will pray with you. I will walk with you until you find the truth.
我会跟你一起行走，跟你一起祷告，直到你找到真主阿拉。
That conversation I've had maybe 20 times with 20 different people.
这一段对话我已经可能跟20多个人分享过。
So, as I said, it's the fourth congregation of the Baptist Tabernacle.
是我们浸信会第4个团契。
We meet on Sunday afternoons.
我们每礼拜天下午4点半聚会。
We open with icebreakers.
我们会用破冰的活动来开始。
We have a time of praise from the Psalms.
我们会有敬拜的时间。
We have a prayer together.
我们会有祷告的时间。
I will preach this afternoon a 15-minute sermon.
我们会有15分钟的讯息。
And a 45-minute discussion around tables and coffee.
然后还有45分钟就是与别人分享。
We don't sit the way you're sitting.
我们不会像现在在做的这样做的方
Round
式。
tables.
我们会有圆桌。
Sitting around tables.
我坐在圆桌旁边。
Coffee dates.
然后会有咖啡，然后还有吃的。
And then when we've finished the discussion,
当我们分享结束的时候，
we have a time of sharing.
所以当我们讨论结束的时候，我们会有分享。
And then we have a meal together.
然后我们接下来就吃晚餐。
And we keep talking.
那我们就继续讲话。
And that's how it works.
这就是我们在做的福音工作。
It's a really simple model.
非常简单的一个形式。
But it's based upon conversations.
但是是建立在与他们的谈话当中。
The first thing a believer has to do
第一个信主的需要做的事情
is actually not be scared of Muslims.
就是不能去惧怕穆斯林。
To actually be prepared to sit and talk with one.
要做好心理准备，能够与他们分享。
Even if they're wearing
就算他们包得很密。
You've got to learn to love your neighbor.
你需要学习爱你的邻舍。
So let's think about a conversation that I've had many times.
所以让我回忆一下我之前有一段与别人的一段对话。
Talking about dying.
讲到死亡这件事情。
We all talk about dying, don't we?
我们常常会讲到死亡。
So I'm sitting having coffee with one of my friends.
所以我跟我朋友坐在那边喝咖啡。
I've fasted with them all day because it's Ramadan.
我也跟他们一起禁食祷告，是因为他们那天是一个穆斯林的节期。
So I will fast with my friends.
所以我跟他们一起禁食祷告。
So at 5:30 we are eating beautiful food and just breaking fast.
所以在5点半的时候，我们
So you say to your friend, what are you praying for, especially during Ramadan?
那我朋友就问我说：“你们在这个穆斯林节期的时候，都为些什么事情祷告？”
Because Ramadan is a time of spiritual renewal for Muslims.
因为这穆斯林的节期 Ramadan 是他们的一个心灵的一个充实的一个
Time to
节期，
get closer to Allah.
是一个亲近阿拉的时候。
So you say, what are you praying about?
所以别人就问我说：“你们在为什么祷告？”
And they say, oh, that my children stay healthy, they do well at university, they find a nice wife, these sorts of things.
所以他们就会跟我当我问他们在为什么祷告的时候，他们就会跟我讲说，他们可能为小孩祷告，他们小孩要读好的大学，或者是身体健康，或者是为父母亲祷告。
So then I say, will Allah answer your prayers?
所以我就问他们说：“那阿拉会回应你的祷告吗？”
And every time they say, I hope so, because that's why I'm fasting.
他们会跟我讲说：“我希望阿拉听见我的祷告，这就为什么我要禁食祷告。”
And I say, oh, I know God will answer my prayers.
但是我就与他们分享，我知道我的上帝会回应我的祷告。
And they say, how do you know God will answer your prayers?
他们就问我说：“你怎么知道上帝会回应你的祷告呢？”
And I say, because Isa is interceding for me.
因为我与他们分享复活节的意义。
That's in the scriptures. Isa, being Jesus, is sitting at the right hand of the Father, talking to the Father for me.
因为我跟他们分享耶稣复活的故事，然后耶稣坐在神的右边，会为我听我的祷告。
And they will say, who is Isa?
他们问我说耶稣是谁？
And I say, you don't know Isa?
我问他说你不知道吗？
You don't know Jesus?
你不知道耶稣吗？
They say, no.
说我不知道。
And I say, go home and get your Quran
说回家拿你的可兰经，
and find out what the prophet says about Isa.
然后去找这一段经文在哪里，就是关于耶稣的经文。
And then let's talk about what the prophet says about Isa.
然后我们再来谈说，先知是讲到耶稣发生什么事情。
So I will have coffee the next day or the next week.
所以我会下个礼拜又跟他们喝咖啡。
What does the prophet say about Isa?
那个谈到
So
先
we
知里面
open
讲
the
到耶
Quran
稣是
together.
怎样的一个人。
Oh, he's the holiest of holy, the only one who did not sin.
他是最圣洁、最圣洁的，就是一直都没有犯罪的。
The prophet said that?
先知这样说的吗？
Yeah. And the prophet's never wrong, is he?
那先知从来不会错。
Prophet is never wrong. Quote. I say, so Isa didn't sin.
所以耶稣没有犯罪。
And I say, all the other prophets sinned.
那其他的先知都犯了罪，
The prophet sinned, didn't he?
对，先知都犯了罪。
He was a ratbag. That's why they kicked him out and he had to go to Medina rather than Mecca. But that's another story. You're not allowed to talk about that. He was drunk and he raped women, but that's beside the point. Okay? So he sinned, but Isa did not sin.
但是耶稣没有犯罪。
Who's Isa, I say?
谁是耶稣呢？
That conversation I've had 50 times with 50 different Muslims.
这一段对话，我也与50个不同的人有过
And
这段对
one
话。
by one, they've come back to wanting to know Isa.
有许多人都会回来，然后问关于耶稣的问题。
So let's talk about this young lady.
所以我们来讲这位姊妹。
6 months ago, she came to our group.
6个月前，她来到我们的小组。
And I asked her when I was baptizing her in front of 40 Muslims and 40 believers.
我在为她受洗的那天有40个穆斯林，还有40个基督徒。我为她受洗的时候，问她一个问题：
Why do you want to follow Isa?
为什么你要跟随耶稣呢？
And I've written up there her answer.
我把她答案打在 PowerPoint 上面。
She said, well, you believers, that's the Christians, love each other.
她说：“你们基督徒都彼此相爱时，
But you also love us when we've been taught not to love you.
你们也爱我们，虽然我们被教导不可以爱你们。
If this is what following Isa means, I want to follow him too.
要是这就是跟随耶稣的意义，因此我要跟随他。”
That was her testimony.
这就是他的见证，
That was real.
这是真实的见证。
As I said, we baptized her 6 months ago.
所以我们6个月前就为他受洗。
She's currently meeting with one of our group and following through a discipleship Bible study.
他现在还在我们的聚会中接受我们的训练。
She found out what it means to follow Jesus.
但他找到了跟随耶稣的真实的意义。
Let's talk about Shirley.
那我们讲一下 Shirley。
She was a woman who was in New Zealand. Her husband was doing a PhD. She was having a hard time.
她是一个29岁的女子，然后有一个先生，这就是之前在读他的博士的课程。
She was lonely.
她很寂寞，
She was depressed.
她很忧郁，
She couldn't find a job.
那没办法找到工作。
She came to the group because she heard that it was a place that liked Muslims.
她来到我们团契当中，因为她听说这个地方是很喜欢穆斯林的一个地
And
方，
she thought she'd make some friends.
所以她觉得她可以交到一些朋友。
So I met with her and had coffee with her in my Columbus Cafe office next door to the tap.
所以我就跟她约到隔壁的咖啡，带她去喝咖啡。
And we started talking about life.
所以我们就又开始讲到生活。
And she was telling me what it was like living in Tehran.
所以他就与我分享他在他国家生活的一些情况。
And the reason that her and her husband left.
为什么他跟他的先生会选择离开他们的国家？
But at the end of that conversation, I prayed.
但是在那个对话结束的时候，我为他祷告。
I invited Jesus into the conversation, into the prayer.
我也邀请耶稣来到我们的对话中。
I invited the Holy Spirit to be present.
我也邀请了圣灵与我们同在。
And then I prayed for her, her family, and her finding a job.
然后我就为他祷告，帮他生活祷告，为他的工作祷告。
Well, she got a PhD scholarship with Massey Albany.
那他后来就在梅西大学拿到一个奖学金。
And she met with me 3 months later.
他后来3个月后又再跟我见面一次。
And I was just to check up that the PhD scholarship had worked and she had settled into life.
然后我只是就是确定他读博士的课程，拿到他的奖学金，一切都是 OK 的。
But before we started talking and eating, she said, I want to tell you a story.
但是在我们吃东西之前，他跟我说，我想要跟你分享一个故事。
And usually I'm the one telling the stories, so I bit my tongue and said, sure, tell me a story.
通常都是我会分享故事，但是今天他想要分享，所以我就让他分享。
She said, remember 3 months ago we met and you prayed.
他说：“记得3个月前我们见面，你为我祷告这件事情吗？”
And when you prayed, I cried.
他说：“你祷告的时候，我有流泪。”
And I told you that you were the first person ever to pray for me personally.
他说：“你是我人生中第一个为我个人祷告的。”
And when you prayed, I knew that you knew God personally.
那当你在为我祷告的时候，我心里就知道你是认识上帝的。
She said, I've grown up knowing Allah.
我跟他分享说 ，Come again?
I've grown up knowing God.
Is that you or her?
She said this.
他说那女生就说，我长大都一直从小到大都是认识阿拉。
But God's job was to punish me.
但是神的工作就是要 惩罚我。
If I did not pray 5 times a day, God would punish me.
要是我一天不祷告5次，就会被上帝惩罚。
If I wore the wrong clothes, God would punish me.
要是我穿错衣服，上帝也会惩罚我。
If my skirt was too short, God would punish me.
要是我裙子太短的话，神也会惩罚我。
If a man could see my hair, God would punish me.
要是男人可以看到我头发的话，上帝也会惩罚我。
And the list went on of what God would do.
那个清单很长，有很多不能做的事情。
But she said, when you prayed, I knew that you knew God.
但是当你为我祷告的时候，我就知道你是认识神的。
So for the last 3 months,
So-
I have spent trying to find the God you prayed for.
所以这3个月，我一直在寻找你为我祷告的那一位上帝。
And on Sunday night, I stood up at St. Paul's congregation and said, I want to follow Jesus.
于是，在礼拜天的聚会中，我决志了，决定要信耶稣。
So now I meet with her and her husband, working through the discipleship material, Come Follow Me.
所以我现在在带她跟她的老公查经。
What about this man? We'll call him young man.
我们要叫这位年轻人，就叫他年轻人。
We were doing a sermon on the fact that God is the light.
当我们在讲到神是光的时候，
And I started the message by reading from the Quran,
我用可兰经开始与他们分享，
where the prophet says Allah is the light.
里面讲到阿拉就是光。
And that his job as the prophet, it was to point people to the light.
那他的
That the prophet Muhammad, his job was to point people to God.
prophet what's the word for prophet？ 对，先知。那里面可兰经讲到先知，就是讲到we'll skip that line. Go.
Then we read from the scriptures where Jesus said, I am the light.
里面也对称跟圣经讲到，耶稣就是真光。
So, Allah is the light.
所以阿拉是光，
Jesus says, I am the light.
耶稣就说我就是光。
So I ask the question, who is Jesus? Who is Allah? Who is Isa?
所以我就问他，那耶稣是谁？那阿拉是谁？
It was Yasser who said, God sent Isa so we can see what God is like.
所以他就回答跟我说，是耶稣把阿拉派来这世界上。
That was a public confession that Jesus was the Son of God. So,
所以他公然承认耶稣是神的儿子。
So, where's Yasser now?
所以这位年轻人现在在哪里？
He's in hospital with stage 4 cancer.
他现在在医院里，第4期的癌症。
We make sure his family has a meal every night.
我们每天我们都会确定他的家庭晚上有食物吃。
We make sure his kid has after-school care.
我们为他的都会送他小孩去after school， 就是
We make sure someone visits him every night between 6 and 8.
我们会确定有人晚上6点到8点之间会探望他。
I see him every morning at 7 o'clock.
我每天早上7点都会去看他。
The Muslim community have looked on and said, "Why are you believers doing this?"
穆斯林都会看我们，问我们说：“你们为什么要做这样的工作呢？
Why do you care so much?"
为什么你们那么在意？
A simple point of witness to the whole Iranian community.
有没有为我们的神做见证？
And we're praying he does not die.
我们就是为他祷告，希望他不要死亡。
In that, the conversation I've had with several. What happens when you die?
我们讲到死后你会去哪里？
If you're a Muslim,
要是你是穆斯林，
the two angels who have been watching you all your life come alongside you before God.
你还在世的时候，你身边会有2个天使，他们会带你去见真主阿拉。
One angel has recorded all the good things.
有一个天使会记录你生活中做的好事，
One angel has recorded all the bad things.
然后另外一个天使会记录你做的坏事。
If the good outweighs the bad, you're lucky, you're invited into paradise.
要是你做的好事比坏事多的话，你就可以进天国。
But if not, it's down below.
要是另外一边的话，你可能就会下地狱。
But you don't know that until you stand before God.
但是你不会知道，直到你遇到上帝的时候。
And I say, "Oh, I know I'm going to heaven."
但是我跟他分享，我知道，我很确信我会去天堂。
And every time they look at me and say, "How do you know?"
他们都会问我说：“你怎么知道
I says, "Oh, it's easy. Isa's standing there,"
我说：“很简单啊，因为耶稣就站在那边。
and says, "Oh, Bruce is one of mine.
耶稣会说：‘布鲁是我的人，
Bring him in."
把他带进来吧。’
Jesus has already opened the door
耶稣已经为我们把天国的门打开了，
because he died on the cross.
因为他在十字架上为我们的罪而死。
That my sins have already been forgiven.
所以我的罪已经得赦免，
So I can walk straight into heaven.
所以我可以直接走进天堂里面。
And they say, "That's why you follow Jesus.
他们就跟我讲说，这是为什么你跟随耶稣吗？
You've got it right. That's why it happens."
我说对的。
And again, that conversation, several have said, "Can I find out more?"
当我与很多人分享这一段的时候，他们都会问我更多的问题，能够更了解耶稣。
This guy, Ken, North Shore, same sort of conversation. Went to visit him and his wife.
我跟这一位弟兄也是有同样的一个谈话，
Sitting down together in a circle, drinking coffee, eating dates, praying.
我们坐在圆桌旁边，然后一同分享，然后喝咖啡，然后祷告。
And that time when I prayed,
当时我祷告的时候，
the Holy Spirit fell
圣灵就降下来，
in a way that I've only ever experienced half a dozen times in my life.
我就经历过几次这样的经验。
The presence of God was powerful, visible, and absolutely undeniable.
神的同在是让我们完全能够感受到很清楚，感觉到很清楚的。
Your God is real.
我们所信的上帝是真实的。
It's what he said.
他说：“你信的上帝是真实的。”
And my reply, he can be your God too.
跟他分享你的上帝也是真实的。
So how do you do it? What do you do? Hundreds of cups of coffee.
所以我们是如何做到的？就是喝很多的咖啡，
Conversations 24/7.
我们很多的交谈，
Deliberate questions.
问很多很直接的问题。
I go fishing.
我会去钓鱼，
I want them to ask me a question.
我会让他们问我很多的问题。
Standing in a party in Saudi Arabia that my son hosted, talking with his employees.
当我儿子在伊朗那边工作的时候，他会有 party， 然后会跟他的员工分享。
One of his staff asked me, "What have you been doing today, Bruce?"
我的员工会问我说 ：“Bruce， 你今天都在做什么
And I says, "Oh, I've been out diving on the reef."
我跟他说我去外面去游泳，
A World Heritage Reef just off Jeddah.
说在接待那个地方可以游泳。
And he said, "Did you like it?"
他问我说：“那你喜欢吗
And my reply, "Sure. Allah did a great job when he made that one."
我说：“当然喜欢，阿拉在造这个海岸的时候造得很好。
And he said, his eyes opened.
他的眼睛就大开，
"You know Allah?"
说：“你知道阿拉
And I said, "Yes, he's my friend."
我说：“阿拉就是我朋友。
And he looked at me and said, "How is Allah your friend?"
他说：“阿拉怎么会是你的朋友呢
And I says, "Oh, his son Isa introduced me."
我跟他说：“他的儿子耶稣介绍的。
He looked at me. Remember, this is in Saudi Arabia, a room full of 100 people.
这是在中东的，有100多个穆斯林的人。
He says, "Who is Isa?"
他说：“谁是耶稣呢
And I used exactly the same approach as I did on the previous story. Had morning tea with him the next day.
我也是用跟之前同样的战术，就是第二天跟他们吃 morning tea。
Okay, end of this story. I went back to Saudi Arabia 12 months later.
12个月后，我又再次回去。
My daughter-in-law was 8 months pregnant.
我媳妇当时是怀孕8个月嘛，
And my job was to escort her on Singapore Airlines back to Christchurch and to deliver the baby if it came on the way.
我的工作就是确定她有搭上飞机，能够回到基督城来生小孩。
So I flew into Jeddah. I had 24 hours in Jeddah.
所以我飞到捷达，我有24个小时。
This guy came to find me
有一个人来找我，
and said, "Bruce, remember the conversation we had at the party?"
他说 ：“Bruce， 记得我们在 party 有一段对话吗
I said, "Yes,
我说：“我记得，
I've been praying for you."
我都有在为你祷告。
He said, "I cannot get what you said about Isa out of my mind."
他说：“我没办法把你所讲的耶稣忘记。”
So I have resigned my job at this university
所以我已经从我的工作辞职了，
and I have accepted a job in England
然后我接受英国的一个工作，
so I can find somebody who will tell me about Isa.
所以我可以找到一个人能够与我分享耶稣。
I cannot find the answers in my country here.
他说我在我国家里面我没办法找到这个答案。
That was God.
我说这就是神的作为。
So, what do? We are available. That's what being involved in mission is.
所以我们在做福音工作的时候，我们常常要有空闲的时间。
We find out where the Holy Spirit is working.
我们要知道圣灵在哪里工作，
and we simply do what is in front of our nose.
而且我们做我们眼前所能做的事情，
A piece of Kiwi idiom.
在纽西兰本土就能做到了。
Which means if you see somebody, you say hello.
要是你看到人，你就可以跟他们说 hello。
If you have the opportunity to invite them back to your house for a meal, you do so.
要是你有传福音的机会，你可以邀请他们到你家。
So we're involved in serving, we're involved in love, we're involved in care.
所以我们一直专注在服侍，然后爱，还有关怀。
It's those conversations, but it's not just at the tabernacle.
这些对话不只是在教会里可以发生。
As we picked up on the video, Friends of Friends as a missional community is throughout New Zealand.
那我们可以看到，影片里面讲到这个团契是全纽西兰都有的。
A whole lot of places.
很多的地方，
And also in Auckland, there are 6 centres where these groups are starting.
光在奥克兰就有6个聚会的场所。
So, as I finish,
在我结束之前，
it's a real opportunity within our city.
我们的城市有许多的机会。
The thing that used to happen, it was really hard to go to a Muslim country.
以前很难去到一个中东的国家。
Muslim countries don't give missionary visas.
这些中东穆斯林国家都不给宣教士他们的签证。
But there are now over 100,000 Muslims in New Zealand.
但是现在有超过10万个穆斯林的人现在在纽西兰。
It is one of the fastest growing groups in New Zealand.
在纽西兰他们是成长最快的一个群体。
And many of those Muslims, having left their country,
常常这些
are open to find the truth.
这些穆斯林来到纽西兰的时候，他们的心里是打开的，他们常常想要找到真理。
So for us here in New Zealand,
所以我们住在纽西兰的人，
God has given us an opportunity that is unreal.
神已经给我们一个这个很不真实的机会。
He has brought those people to us.
他把那些人已经带到我们面前来了。
We have to change cultures, cross cultures, to be able to reach them.
我们需要去了解他们的文化。
We have to learn how to love our neighbor.
我们要学着去爱我们的邻舍。
We have to learn how to communicate to somebody from a Muslim background.
我们要学习如何跟从穆斯林国家来的人如何去跟他们分享。
But we don't need a visa.
但是我们不需要签证，
We don't need to raise funds.
我们不需要去筹款，
We just need to be available to serve.
我们只需要拨出一点时间来服侍他们。
As a movement, Friends of Friends is working with churches throughout New Zealand to help them establish such groups.
那我们这个机构也在帮助奥克兰纽西兰很多教会去建立这种团契。
Thank you for listening.
谢谢你注意听，
Thank you for providing a real opportunity and interest to know what God is doing here in Auckland.
谢谢你关心神在奥克兰所做的事情。
God bless you all.
愿神祝福你们。
感谢Bruce 在我们当中的分享其实弟兄姊妹，我们看见上帝在4年前透过西方世界讲到阿拉伯之春，在很多的回教国家做很多翻转的动作，无论是埃及也好，叙利亚，还有这个我们看到 这个 IS 的建国，在国内他们在伊拉克、在阿富汗做了很多的破坏，所谓的他们的自己穆斯林的少数民族，包括基督徒跟犹太教，所以现在有大批的这些回教徒的国家，大批的难民进到不同的地方，西方的国家当中，特别是德国，现在有穆斯林的人一共有110万，德国有110万的穆斯林，纽西兰接收了1000个穆斯林在纽西兰，所以今天我们传福音不再需要坐飞机到那么远的地方去，在这个地方你就有机会认识他们，接触他们。重点是我们对他们我们会恐惧害怕，我们对他们不了解。在美国曾经发生一件事情，在美国的一个发生911事件之后呢，还发生好多这个所谓的孤狼的攻击，很多的人受伤，特别是在美国纽约马拉松赛跑的时候，那些的自己做的炸弹，用压力锅做的，爆炸死了很多的人。在美国的一个地方，他们美国人的邻居，他们就找了一个穆斯林的家庭，那个家庭的男生才23岁，太太刚刚结婚几年，有3个孩子，他们用行刑的方式，就是美国白人到穆斯林的家庭里面，用行刑的方式近距离枪杀这个男生、女主人、3个孩子，只是为了仇恨跟暴力。那我觉得今天上帝的心意在哪里？你可以帮他翻一下吗？说一下，好，翻下去。那他觉得有点不知道在讲什么。今天上帝在世界各地做的事情，我们需要关心。上帝透过这种方式，把很多的穆斯林的一些国家，透过难民的方式进到不同的西方的世界里面，也来到澳洲和纽西兰、世界各地，让他们有机会听见福音。因为他们在寻找他们的阿拉的时候，他们找不到人生的意义、目的跟方向，他们人生没有喜乐。他们的上帝，他们认为的阿拉，刚讲的以撒，那个他们所认识的这位真主阿拉，他们觉得跟犹太人讲的上帝是一样，而且犹太人说我们跟你们的上帝不一样。为什么？因为犹太人的上帝跟他们穆罕默德所讲的阿拉是独一的真神，但是不是同一位神。我在说这两个不是同一位神，因为在他们有这个回教徒所拜的阿拉里面，他们所谓的这位真主阿拉是一位战神，是 Almighty God， 但是他不是一个慈爱的神，不是一个怜悯的神，是没有应许的神，他不讲这个。所以刚刚讲到那个例子说，他每天害怕一天当中有没有5次去祷告，他头发会露出来给别的男人看到，他裙子会穿太短。他注意到是这位真主阿拉所在意的是我们的外在，可是没有恩典，没有怜悯，没有慈爱，没有信实，所以他们在寻找一位真正的神。这个神是可以给人安慰、帮助、医治、扶持。所以我们跟他们谈信仰的时候，其实最好谈什么？就耶稣是谁？在约翰福音讲到7个我是。耶稣说我是什么？我是世界的光，跟从我的就不在黑暗里走，必要得到生命的光。我是好牧人，好牧人喂养生命。我是羊的门，使你们出入得草吃。我是道路，我是真理，我是生命。若不借着耶稣，没有人可以到父那里去。耶稣说：“我就是复活，我就是生命。”同学们，当他谈这些的时候，他的心就突然打开了，因为他是完全没有犯罪的，他是完全的人，又是完全的神，是完全的神，又是完全的人，是神来到人的当中，住在我们里面，他了解我们一切的软弱。所以，当我们把这个耶稣基督福音讲清楚的时候，他们就很容易认识这位神。所以，同学们，这是我们传福音挺好的机会。有一次，我跟一个穆斯林的一个弟兄在分享的时候，我发觉他们的信仰对他们生活来讲，他们信仰就是生活，生活就是信仰。我们为什么在梅西大学传福音？因为梅西大学有一个 club room， 这个 club room 是开放给全校的。可是穆斯林占了一半的地方，他们要每天做5次的祷告。他们占了一半的地方，我们都不能进去，所以我们只能在外面。我们看见他们对信仰的执着，可是他们拜错神。重点，他们拜错神，他们把假神真拜。今天很多基督徒是把真神当作真神假拜，这是我们基督徒一个很大的问题。所以今天已经不是敌人来到我们当中，是神把传福音的门已经打开了。如果有机会，我们认识一些 这边的穆斯林的一些人。最近有很多非洲的移民过来，就是因为难民身份进到这边，他们在学开车，很有趣。他们说他们在非洲国家从来没有女生可以开车的，因为都是包着头包着脸。可是他们来这边什么都要去工作，什么都要去学习。他们第一个学习所面临的就是开车的问题，所以他们在融入这个国家。兄弟们，这不是一个传福音好的机会吗？他们把这个头上的一块布拿下来了，他们开始的融入这个社会，这是一个传福音最好的。信仰就是生活，生活就是信仰。所以兄弟们，这是一个透过我们今天布鲁斯跟我们所分享这个部分，让我们更深的可以认识，其实信仰传福音从我们的生活当中开始。他们在这个会幕基金会，他们已经做了有很多年了，来帮助这些的牧师。虽然只有55个人，但是这是一个很好的机会。兄弟们，这里说爱我们的仇敌，况且他还不是仇敌。所以求主帮助我们，让我们养成一个传福音的习惯。接下来我们要请青年团契，请你们出来好吗？青年团契要献一首诗歌哈，他们献一首诗歌，我愿为你去。青年团他们是我们礼拜5的高中生的青年团契的孩子们，他们只有练过一次，礼拜5的练过一次，所以我相信他们也是对上帝所唱的这首诗歌。那这首诗歌的歌名是我愿为你去，我愿为你去，给我们我想我们用祷告的心来听他们的献诗，是献给神的。那我们也希望在这个歌词里面，我们可以领受上帝的恩典跟祝福。上帝在全世界有不同的工作。我们先生谢谢布鲁斯的分享，我们把先交给青年团契。
我只愿 你去